We have a profit and loss standard, statement of cash flows, a trial balance, a profit and loss by class, and then lastly we have a sales by customer summary. Okay, so those are the reports that you can combine using the Combine Report feature. Next in Reports is the QuickBooks Statement Writer. The Statement Writer is what will allow you to create custom financial statements. You can start with balance sheet reports, income statements, cash flow statements, budget reports, retained earning reports. You can also create cover letters, audit reports, compilation reports. And what's great for accountants is you can create a set of financial statements and use those for multiple company files. We've included 2 job costing reports that are only in QuickBooks Enterprise. The first is the Job WIP Summary Report. The Job WIP Summary Report allows you to look at your estimated cost and compare it to your actual cost. See your percent complete based upon your actual cost to estimated cost. Allows you to see your estimated revenue, your earned revenue based upon that percentage, and then your actual revenue. This is what you've actually invoiced to see if you're over or under, see if you've invoiced enough based upon your percent of cost complete. And the other report that we include is committed cost by job report. This report looks at your estimated cost, your actual cost, and then what's unique to this report is this committed cost column. This allows you to see amounts that are included on purchase orders or item receipts, costs that you've committed to the job but aren't actual costs in QuickBooks yet. Also allows you to see unpaid wages. So as you know in QuickBooks, until you pay an employee, that time is not a cost. This allows you to see that time in the unpaid wages column. Once you pay the employee, then that unpaid wage amount would move into the actual cost column. Next, we'll talk about some ways that you can access QuickBooks Enterprise the way you want. First, QuickBooks Enterprise is the only version of our software that will allow you to scale from 1 all the way up to 30 simultaneous users. It will also allow you to open 2 company files. So this will allow you to go through and open a second company file and keep that second company file open, working in 2 files simultaneously. All right, your first company file will say primary, and your second company file will say secondary. All right, and there's my second company file. There are a few restrictions in your second company file, as that help index will explain. All right, but from my taskbar, I can easily switch back and forth between my primary file and my secondary file. Right, you could also change the color scheme so you can easily tell the difference between that first file and the second file. All right, QuickBooks Enterprise is also the only version of our software that we support in a terminal services or remote desktop services environment. And here's what that means. This is an illustration of QuickBooks Enterprise installed in a local area network. You notice you have QuickBooks installed on all of the workstations, right? They're all sharing a data file. If you have any remote users would log into one of those computers and they would take over that computer as if they were sitting in that chair. Now, in a Windows Terminal Services or Remote Desktop Services environment, you just have QuickBooks Enterprise installed on the server, and then users would log into that server to access QuickBooks Enterprise and the data file. With this configuration, you can have users log in from anywhere in the world to access QuickBooks and your QuickBooks data. Now, this is what I refer to as the do-it-yourself method. The we do it for you method is QuickBooks Enterprise Hosting. The QuickBooks Desktop Enterprise with Hosting service allows your team to work from anywhere at any time. With the hosting service, we'll install your QuickBooks Enterprise license on our servers and give you anytime, anywhere access. If you're interested in the Enterprise with Hosting service, please contact your Intuit sales representative. They would be more than happy to give you more information about this service. Next, I'll talk about the user controls and security features that are built into QuickBooks Enterprise. To talk about that, I'm first going to show you the user permissions that are built into our Pro and Premier software. User permissions in Pro and Premier are divided into these 8 broad categories, and when you give access to one of these categories in Pro and Premier, that user can do everything in that particular category. So just by giving someone access to sales and accounts receivable, this user can do all of these things. They would be able to enter sales, they can process credit card transactions, they can enter returns, right? So all of those things they would be able to do in our Pro and Premier software. In QuickBooks Enterprise, we get very specific about user permissions. And when you go in to user permissions in Enterprise, you'll go set up a user or a role. User permissions are really controlled by the role list. There are 14 predefined user roles, and we allow you to delete those. You can duplicate them, you can modify them, and you can create brand new roles from scratch. Now, the user permissions in Enterprise, as you go through these, you'll see that there are about 115 different permission choices. So you can granularly control what a user can and cannot do in QuickBooks Enterprise. So in the customers and receivable section, very close to the sales and accounts receivable section in Pro and Premier, you can see that you can really control what a user can and cannot do. If I wanted to give someone the ability to create an invoice but not modify, delete, or print, I can do that. I can give that same user the ability to enter a sales order. So I can give them, let's say, full access to enter an order, but limit their ability to invoice. We can look at vendors and payables. I can have someone, let's say, enter bills and give them full access to enter bills, but give them absolutely no access to pay a bill, so I can have a greater separation of responsibilities. We give you an easy way to view user permissions. You can do that either by user or by role, but this allows you to just go in and sort of audit your user permissions to make sure that you haven't given someone more access than you want them to have. This is also a great way to see the 115 different user permissions that are available in QuickBooks Enterprise. Along with user permissions, we include the ability to set a closing date, and this will allow you to password protect your file. So you go in and select a closing date, any date of your choice. You'll enter a closing date password, and then no user, unless you provide them with that password, would be able to enter or modify any transaction that fell on or before the date of your choice. If you let someone make a change, you would be able to easily see that change using the closing date exception report found under Reports in Accountants and Taxes. There's also an always-on audit trail report, and you'll find that also under Accountants and Taxes. And the audit trail report is always on. It cannot be turned off, and it records every transaction that has been entered, modified, or deleted, and by who in QuickBooks. The last thing we'll talk about are some things that are included with your purchase of a QuickBooks Enterprise subscription. Of course, you will receive unlimited technical support from US-based product experts. You'll also receive the latest version of the software. So every year when we release a version or make updates to the product, you will receive those updates. We, of course, think that having a good backup routine should be important for every business. So we do include an online backup service called Intuit Data Protect, free of charge with your enterprise subscription. To activate that, you'll just log into this screen and choose Activate Now. Intuit Data Protect does include automatic daily backups. It will back up all of your files, not just your QuickBooks files. There is a 100 gigabyte backup capacity. You'll get free help. This is bank level encryption. And you can also see your backup status right on your home screen. For those of you that are looking for EDI capability, we partner with TrueCommerce to provide you with EDI integration. So with your purchase of QuickBooks Enterprise, you get the EDI software free of charge. You'll also get a free web-based EDI translator, free trading partner map for one customer, purchase order and invoice document integration, automatic compatibility with future releases, and you'll have no maintenance or support fees. If you are interested in the TrueCommerce EDI solution, please do give TrueCommerce a call at the toll-free number that you see here on the screen. For those of you who are in the field service industry, we have Intuit Field Service Management. With Field Service Management, you can connect your office and service technicians so you can schedule more jobs and get paid faster. Field Service Management gives you real-time updates from the field, efficient job scheduling, and on-the-spot invoicing. With your purchase of the Enterprise subscription, you'll get one free user in Intuit Field Service Management. That's equivalent to a $420 per year credit. We also have a separate demo and webinar for Intuit Field Service Management. If you'd like more information about Field Service Management, please contact your Intuit sales representative. And now some next steps. For those of you that are looking to purchase QuickBooks Enterprise, you can either give one of our Intuit sales representatives a call, or you can contact someone that's local to you called an Intuit Premier Reseller. Premier Resellers can help you with the entire process, evaluation, purchase, implementation, and setup for QuickBooks Enterprise. Of course, they do charge fees for their services. But if you're not already in touch with other Intuit sales representatives, you can dial the toll-free number that you see there on the screen, 866-379-6635. Or to get in touch with our Premier Reseller, you can go to our website, qbes.com/local help, or just give your Intuit sales rep a call. They would be more than happy to help you find a Premier Reseller in your area.